Guys, welcome back to My Unpopular Opinion. I just wanted to get on here and do some quick commentary about Meek Mill. In my opinion, it may be an unpopular opinion or a popular one, Meek Mill has been a clown. It's time for Meek to put on his big red shoes, his big red nose, and paint his face white because he is looking like a freaking clown out here. And it's sad. I can't even believe that back in 2015, I think it was, when he was like actually popular, that we really used to think that Meek was this like hood guy, hood rapper, authentic, real street guy like he portrays himself to be. Now we see this man is really a joke out here. So, in my opinion, he has not really been popular since his relationship with Nicki Minaj. Obviously, dating Nicki Minaj, the biggest female rapper of all time, is clearly going to give you some attention, some clout, and it definitely boosted him in his career. Nicki Minaj was taking him to dinners with Jay-Z and Beyonce. They both talked about that, and taking him in spaces that he was not in before. But he did her wrong. She discarded him, and that's when we started to see the slow but slightly quick decline of Meek. He still has an obsession with Nicki, in my opinion, and that brings me to my first point of how recently he's been trying to do little things, I guess, to take a jab at Nicki, and it seems like he's bitter, in my opinion. So we all know that Mulatto, aka Lotto, 21 Savage's alleged mistress, did a song called Put It on the Bathroom Floor, and it's supposed to be like some shots thrown at Nicki. Woohoo, big deal. Nobody cares. The shots are weak. But, throwing the shots at Nicki or whatever. And so Meekisha, obviously being bitter about Nicki all these years later, still bitter. He knows that the shots are towards Nicki. He knows Lotto doesn't like Nicki. So he decides to do a freestyle to the track on his Instagram page, just sounding stupid. The freestyle was whack and slurred. You couldn't even understand what he was saying. It just shows how he has declined, okay? Music in the dumpster, okay, at this point. But doing that, we know what you're trying to do, Meek. You were trying to throw shots at Nicki. And why would you still be bitter all this time later about that? That's so weird. He has had a new baby mama. I guess they're not together anymore, but he's had whole relationships and stuff after that. Nicki is married and moved on, but it's clear he's bitter because otherwise you wouldn't even be trying to get on no tracks and throw shots like that. It's crazy he even wanted to do that video to Lotto's song because he already had made a fool of himself completely previously doing a freestyle to Munch, okay? Munch by Ice Spice, and everybody was laughing at him like, Meek, are you okay? Somebody needs to check on him because something's going on with him where he's just like a clown these days. He's really, really a clown. Take a listen. You type bitch, I don't want to be seen. If we fuck, don't bring on my name. Like, well, okay, Meekisha, if that's how you feeling, okay, you want to give it like Ice Spice, we see you. It does look a little bit odd. We know that he's doing these song choices, I guess, to possibly get people's attention, but it's just like, what are you doing? You're just making yourself look like the laughing stock. Like, nobody's taking your music seriously. It's bad enough that he's been having to use Drake for clout, use whoever else he can, possibly use for clout and attention. And it's really, really weird. Like, he fell off big time. And that brings me to these tweets that he's been putting out, making himself sound even more ridiculous. So Meekisha decided to tweet, who think I fell off or don't really think I got it with rapping anymore? I'm for real. I need answers and tell the truth. I'm not taking it personal. I need to know how people think before I do what I do, a social experiment. And Meek, what do you mean do what you do? There's nothing that you can do. Your rapping style has always been mediocre, screaming, yelling, and shouting. That's pretty much all you do. Sound like a yelling hype man or something. I think that was acceptable in 2015. People got sick of it real quick. There's no versatility in what Meek does, in my personal opinion. So I do think people are over his music. I know he did that song with DJ Khaled, God did. And speaking of that, Meek has been having a decline musically ever since he parted ways with Roc Nation and the whole Jay-Z situation that he had. So he's had a couple different things just falling apart, as a trickle-down effect. And now he just is very mediocre and the clown of the internet. So I don't think anybody's really looking for any new music from you, Meek. And when you do drop new music, it's definitely gonna flop if it's solo music. You know, like I said, he needs Drake, Rick Ross, other people to collab with him in order for his music to even make any waves. But solo music for him would flop, and we'll see that if he can ever release any. So because Meek's music career has been flopping tragically for some years now, he's allegedly had to resort to using these rich, old, white billionaires as his sugar daddies. That's what's been going around. I've seen numerous articles talking about it as well, about Meek running around dancing at different clubs, at different properties with different older, rich billionaires. And there's an article with some video footage of one allegedly like grabbing his private area, after they were like dancing together and stuff like that. But this isn't a new rumor. This has been going around for some time, even with Meek and the video with P. Diddy in the pool calling him daddy. And I can show the receipts for that.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy.
I don't know. Take that how you want. But Meek might have a secret to tell us in the near future. I don't know. This one I thought Meek couldn't get any more goofy. After the Sukihana situation where she was publicly violated by YK Osiris, Meek decided to come out and tweet about this, sounding like an idiot. You know, he doesn't have the intellectual capabilities to even comment on a situation like this, but he decides to tweet not in support of the person who was violated, but in support of the violator. He says, "Don't do this to him, please. He a good kid. Just slap him and he gotta let you something." What? Okay. "We don't need our young bulls tore down." Oh Lord, the ignorance of it all. Tore down for mistakes in this hypersexual era. I support Suki. Hold that S down on some street S. What? Okay, I'm convinced that Meek has literally one brain cell left in that big bobblehead of his. He sounds absolutely ridiculous. You support the person who's violating someone, and you talking about a hypersexual era. So are you insinuating that because someone else is hypersexual, that means that they can violate whoever they want? That they can violate whatever woman they want because they have a hypersexual issue? Meek, that's ridiculous. It's disgusting. Yeah, it's just really clear to me that Meek is not a smart individual at all. He's a clown. And I think people see it, but I don't know. You know, in this day and age, clowns like Meek end up getting supported. But I think based on the comments I was reading, people see that he is really... the elevator is not going all the way up to the highest floor. I'll just say that. So y'all, let me know in the comments what you think about this. What do you think is going on with Meek? Why has he had such a decline? Why is he looking crazy, talking crazy, tweeting crazy? What's the issue? Let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye.